Hi there. Hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that I am here, even though I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I got a heck of a cold going on, so I'm going to make this kind of brief today. Plus, it's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to all of you, and you might have other places to be other than here. So, extra thank you to those that are here live because, like I said, it's Valentine's Day. Um, third week of February, so moving through here already. And our intention this week, I structurize and organize while releasing control. I structurize and organize while releasing control. This intention feels a bit like opposites to me. And it kind of is. We have two major conjunctions that we're looking at this week that go along with the intention. So if this is the first time you've seen the intention, just see what comes to your mind first. Just kind of think what your first thoughts are when you hear those words. I structurize and organize while releasing control. What comes to mind? Is there any situations that come directly to your mind or anything like that? Those are probably your clues of to where you should focus. So every Sunday I release an intention. If this is the first time you're seeing it, go ahead and think about it like I just said. And if not, then maybe you've already been working with it yourself for a couple days. I want to encourage people to use this throughout the full week. So in order to do that, I encourage you to take the intention and anything else that goes along with it. You could even personalize the intention for yourself some way. I want you to write it down somewhere, and I want you to write it down somewhere where you can see it at least once a day, multiple times a day would be best. So stick it like on your mirror or in your car, in your wallet, on your desk at work, or somewhere like that. And I find that this just really helps keep it at the forefront of your mind, and it kind of helps cue your subconscious mind too, that when things come about kind of related to this intention or related to these themes, then you might start to see it just kind of flows a little bit easier and you don't really have to think about the answers. It just kind of works out that way. So with this intention that we have this week, we have two major conjunctions that we're looking at that go along with this. So we have Venus and Neptune conjoining in the sign of Pisces, and we have the Sun and Saturn conjoining in the sign of excuse me. Like I said, it's been a really bad cold. And we have the Sun and Saturn conjoining in the sign of Aquarius. We also have Mercury at the bending of the nodes. So the term being at the bending of the nodes just means that it is squaring both the north node and the south node, okay? So thinking of these conjunctions that we have and these transits, they seem quite different, and they kind of seem like opposites, a little bit like our intention does. So we have Venus and Neptune. We've talked about how Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces. The goddess does very, very well here. So very dreamy, very creative, very otherworldly, very ethereal type, imaginative, kind of like that connection to beyond. And with this combination, especially in the sign of Pisces, I think of passion, I think of desire, and I think of romance. I think of creativity and romance that's over the top. And whether that's through a creative outlet or through relationships or other means or other avenues within your own life, I see this as kind of like a very like dreamy and creative, like intuition type. That's the word I'm looking for. A very like intuitive feeling, kind of go with the flow type of like really feeling the energy, really feeling into whatever space it is that you're in. That's what I think of with Venus and Neptune conjoining together. Then we have the other side of Pisces, of course. So we have the so-called shadow side, which could be letting go too much. Too much imagination, too much creativity, too much out there-ness. And quite frankly, I feel like most of us could use more of that in our lives, but there is a limit, right? There's a limit with anything. So be careful of letting go too much and kind of like letting go of your rationale a little bit. Letting temptation and desire take over too much. Again, doesn't have to be strictly relationship oriented. There's lots of people that are in any sort of romantic or relationship or partnership. But these aspects still affect them, even though we're looking at it from what could be a relationship point of view. Those with strong Pisces placements, this probably will really affect you in one way or another. So if you have strong Pisces, sun, moon, rising, if you have Pisces on one of the angles, so if you have it in your first house, your fourth house, your seventh house, or your 10th house, if you have planets in there, you might not know if you do, and that you don't, that is okay. You can still feel into the energy, you can still connect to it. And then we have the Sun and Saturn conjoining. This is structural. This is very structural and very powerful. So combining the sun, our soul, our essence, our life source, our vitality, our personal energy, combining with Saturn, the planet of boundaries and limitations. It has to deal with both the building and the changing of structures. So kind of like creating structures, but also challenging and rebelling and going against structures. It might sound a little bit like Uranus, but it's not quite. I guess that's why Aquarius is the modern ruler of Uranus, right? Walked right into that one. So, Sun and Saturn, okay? Structures. So in Aquarius, I think of challenging structures and processes, where in Capricorn, they can both do it, but in Capricorn, I see more of like building towards structures. And with Aquarius, I think more of like pushing against structures or trying to create new structures of some kind. So challenging structures and processes that don't fit into the ideal at hand, the ideal that you hold. That doesn't mean it really is the absolute ideal. Ideals are individual to each of us, right? So it's like being connected or tied to one thing, but thinking or knowing that another or something else would or could lead to something better or something improved. Does that make sense? Trying to look for ways to like improve things, or not even just improve things. It's like, we're going to get rid of this and we're going to do this now, okay? We've had Saturn going through Aquarius for quite a while, and I'm sure you can think of lots of different situations, probably in your own life and collectively, where that has been happening lately. So, like I said, these are very different themes that we have, and very different concepts. And then we have Mercury at the bending of the nodes this week as well. So this is Mercury squaring both the north and the south node, like I already said. So we've talked about how the nodes of the moon deal with themes that we are dealing with both collectively and individually. And Mercury, our mind, our thoughts, our perceptions, those processes, and when we put these things together, I bet you this stuff started to stick in your head a little bit after you hear me say it all the time, isn't it? So Mercury is challenging those themes. Mercury is coming into a position where Mercury is looking at these themes and saying, okay, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do about it? So the houses where the nodes are, so that is Taurus and Scorpio, you've probably been seeing themes in the last like year and a half across that axis. So for me, I'm a Scorpio rising, so my first house, my house of self, is Scorpio, and my 7th house on the other side of the axis is is in my house of like relationships, in your house of other, okay? So the themes that I will be seeing, that I have been seeing, are kind of like me and them, or me and you, and different themes of pulling into like the way I think and the way I process things and what I want, and then within, well, it's Valentine's, so within my relationship and what my husband wants and what we want together and how we work together and all of these different things. So these are the themes that are coming up for me. For you, it would be wherever Scorpio and Taurus is in your own chart. So, very different themes coming together, and it brings me back to the ideas and the thoughts of balance. And it brings me back to this idea of thinking, how can we take these two different things that are very, very different, but both are very important, and how can we meld the two of them together? How can we find balance between the two of them? So, I structurize and organize. So that's your Saturn and the Sun, and Mercury as well, while releasing control. Okay, Venus and Neptune in the sign of Pisces. Neptune is our connection to, it's our otherworldly connection, it's our spiritual connection, but it also dissolves and breaks things down. That's part of why it's our connection to spirit, because it breaks down that barrier between the physicality of this life and our spiritual body. It breaks down that barrier, so it allows us to communicate a little bit. So, how hard or how easy is it for you to do both? How hard is it for you to make a plan and follow through with it and take the actions and structurize the plan and all of the things that you need for whatever it is at hand, while releasing control? And by releasing control, I don't mean that we're going to sit back and we're going to do nothing, but it's kind of that, like, okay, universe, Jesus, spirit, creator, please take the wheel, and just, I know that everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. Okay? It's that type of thing. So, it's a lot like 38 Special said, if you cling too tightly, you're going to lose control. That song has been playing over and over in my head since this intention kind of came about, and I've been thinking it over and mulling it over. So actually, feel free to refer to that song, Hold On Loosely by 38 Special. I'm sure you probably already know what it is. That can be a follow-up to this. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter meditation just because I got this cough thing going on. I got 2 kids, they're 5 and 3, so lots of colds coming home, and I'm not quite sure how long I can stay here and not cough for while leading the meditation. So we're going to make this one a little bit quick. So feel free to do a little follow-up. And you're going to take this intention this week and you're going to write it down somewhere. You're going to put it in your phone, or you're going to set an alarm with that as like the note part or something like that, or the title or whatever it is. You're going to do something to bring this intention every day into your life, okay? So it's not going anywhere. You're going to hang on to it, and feel free to use that song as part of it. So personally, I find it very difficult to release control sometimes. We all know what we want or what we need, but do we really? Do we really know what it is that we need? We might think we know what we want, but not always. Really, the universe, God, Spirit, our Creator, knows what we need and knows the bigger plan that is there for our soul and for the progression and the journey of our soul, okay? That transcends this life. It moves in both directions, in the past and forward, probably in other directions too that I don't even really realize. So, we have to take action. We have to, like Mercury, looking at the collective themes and say, okay, what the hell are we going to do now? We're going to have to take some action. We're going to have to do something here. But at the same time, there is a way which we can try to let that go and just know that everything is going to work out for the better. And I know that just sounds, excuse me, I know that sounds like so basic and so corny and like so superficial, but it really is true. So like in manifestation techniques, if we're trying to bring something forward and bring something into our life, often focusing too hard on what we want pushes it away because we're focusing on the wrong aspect of it. We're focusing on what we want, but we're focusing on the fact that we don't have it. So like, I want $1,000 to pay my car, okay? Something like that. And we might be focusing on it, and we might keep telling ourselves that we think we're telling ourselves, I'm going to get this $1,000, this $1,000 is going to come to me, but what we're really focusing on is the fact that you don't have that $1,000 that you need to make your car payment. It's a really expensive car payment, so car repair, whatever it may be. I don't know, it doesn't matter. So there's these two levels to it. And this week I want you to think about balancing the two and balancing these two different levels of releasing control and letting things go, and just kind of like we do on our breathing. Like on the exhale, you just, there it goes, and it's gone. You release the control, right? While building and structurizing and organizing and challenging these themes and taking action. This Mercury aspect is definitely about taking action, being a square, being of the nature of Mars. Definitely a possibility for like sharp words and sharp thoughts, emotions, but so is progress in this. So is work that will hopefully lead to something better prepared, and something better cared for, something well crafted, okay? So these are the themes I want you to think about. I want you to think about how you can go forward, take action, make things work, while at the same time releasing control of what you do not really have control of. And really, when I say releasing control, it really is just releasing control that we think we have. That's kind of a thought that just came to my mind, because we only have so much control, right? Yes, we have free will, and we have control of our situations, and we can make our act according to however it is that we want to. But there is a path that your soul is on, that soul that's in that heart space that we connect to, and that path is going to happen. There might be different possibilities. There might be left turns, right turns, up, down. There might be stop signs, these different things where we can make different choices. But no matter what route we take, we're still going to get to where our soul is taking us and where the journey really is telling us that we're going to go, okay? So these are the things that I want you to think of during our meditation tonight. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a short one. Sorry. So, I'm going to light our intentional candle. And with that, we will watch the flame start to grow. And as the flame grows, our intention grows. I structurize and organize and take action while releasing control. I structurize and organize while releasing control. If you haven't already, find a nice comfortable seat, nice comfortable position. Close your eyes if you're ready. If not, just soften your gaze. Just try not to focus anything. I find it helpful to just to kind of like gaze kind of past your nose, kind of just out and down, kind of like a 45-degree angle a little bit. And notice your breath. Start by noticing your breath and seeing where you're at here. Is your breath shallow like mine? Is your nose stuffy? Are you taking nice, full, deep breaths because your body is used to dropping into this spot that we're in every week? I structurize and organize while releasing control. Two major aspects here we're focusing on this week: Sun and Saturn, Venus and Neptune. Two applying conjunctions that are coming together and guiding us. If you haven't already, start to deepen your breath. Move moving air in and out. Feeling your body relax. Releasing tension and stress of the day. Breathing in and out, nice deep breaths. Balancing our mind, balancing our thoughts. Acknowledging our thoughts as they come and letting them go. So let's start with a body check-in. Now that you have checked in with your breath, let's check in with the rest of our body and relax a little bit. So I want you to bring your attention down to your feet, down to your toes. And I want you to feel your toes start to relax. Maybe you had them clenched a little bit, maybe they were rolled in, maybe you can loosen and relax them just a little bit. And then the energy goes up to your feet, up to your ankles, nice and relaxed, balanced. Moving up to your lower legs, into your calves, into your shins. Release any tension that you're holding in your lower legs. And you're relaxed all the way up to your knees. Next, we release the tension from our thighs and from our hamstrings. These legs that carry us every day. And your awareness now up to your hips, to your pelvic region, your buttocks, nice and relaxed. Bringing the air up to your belly, up to your abdomen, feeling the air moving in and out, forward and back. Relaxed. Moving up to your chest. Feel your chest relax. Down your arms. Moving up to your neck. Our neck and our shoulders, they hold so much tension and so much stress. Relax those. Finally, you feel that relaxation come up to your head and your full body is relaxed. Bringing your attention to your heart space. Feel the love and energy there together. And now take your energy and let's extend our energy out to others. Let's extend our healing energy to anybody that you feel needs it. Send it anywhere in the world that you feel needs it. You're getting pretty good at sending that healing energy out. Now, before we close, bring our hands to our heart, chest, bring them together in prayer pose if you feel called to. If not, just leave your hands right where they are. Nice big deep breath in together. And exhale. Think of that intention. I structurize and organize while releasing control. Where are you holding too tightly? Where are you not holding loose enough? And where are you holding too tightly that you might lose control? Where do you need to just say, you know what? The universe has this. I got this. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. Seasons, cycles, challenges, triumphs. It's a circle, and we ebb and flow between all of it, okay? One more nice big deep breath in together and out. And slowly start to bring your energy back. Come back to your body. Bring your attention and awareness back. It was super, super short. That was literally just like the intro of what I had planned for tonight. But I'm really thankful for that cough button I have over here, this little mute button, because I'll be better by next week. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a little bit of self-healing time with this cold here. If anybody feels called to send any energy my way, feel free to do so. Sending energy and love to everybody that's in our healing circle, to all of the intentions that have come in. They are building a collection in our intentional bowl. And we have this great energy coming together every single week. I appreciate all of you that are here when you can be, those of you that go back and rewatch it on YouTube, Facebook, or whatnot. This week has thrown off a little bit, but videos, find us on TikTok, find us on YouTube, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, okay? Lots of content coming. Like I said, this week's a little bit funny because of this voice, but that's okay. We're going to get back to it, and it's all going to be great, right? We're going to release control, and we're going to structurize, and we're going to organize. We're going to move forward. We're going to take the action. We're going to do what we have to do, but I'm not going to fret about it, okay? I'm just going to know that what is supposed to happen is going to happen. So remember to take the intention. Remember to write it down somewhere so that way you have it and you can refer to it. And watch for the next intention next Sunday. I will see you next Tuesday. Reach out if you need anything before then. Yeah, that's it. I'm here for you when I'm not coughing. So, have a good night, everybody. Thanks, Kim. I'll do my best. You all have a good night.